Hey guys, Jim here from DrinkABeerandPlayAGame. I love the TurboGrafx16. You guys know this, and you know that I'm super excited about the TurboGrafx Mini that's recently been announced. So, to hop on this train of hype, why don't we take a look at 5 games that I would love to see show up on this new classic system. The TurboGrafx is known for its shooters, so I'm going to assume we're probably going to get Airzonk on there, we're probably going to get Blazing Lasers, and they already announced R-Type. But if I wanted to change up the formula just a little bit from what you expect, why don't we go with Galaga 90? Galaga 90 is just a great port of an arcade game. So this originally came out on the PC Engine as Galaga 88, and it just updates the gameplay so much. There's more graphics, there's more music, there's a lot more levels, and this is a pretty tough game. I can only get to maybe level 15, 16, 17, which is around the halfway point. And there's so many branching paths, there's so many mini games inside there, there's so many different varied enemy types and enemy movement patterns that, for an arcade good time, this is one that you'll keep coming back to. The TurboGrafx has a ton of fantastic platformers. We're almost assuredly going to get a Bonk game, I hope we get a Legendary Axe game, and we're even getting New Adventure Island, so why don't we add on to that with somewhat of a different platformer with Tiger Road. This is an interesting game because of how it varies up the standard gameplay. Instead of just going from left to right, you have more open-ended levels, you have multiple paths, you have boss fights that are kind of annoying and kind of the weak part of the game, but you get 3 different weapons to choose from, and you even get these weird floaty kind of levels in between the normal platforming, which adds to the gameplay, and it's really just a feel to this game that you don't get with any other console, so I think it is a great representation of what the TurboGrafx brought to the table. I'll be honest with you guys, when it comes to the PC Engine library and the deeper levels of the games in there, I am no expert, but I think seeing a cool strategy game on this system would be great. So why don't we go with an early title with Military Madness. This is one of those strategy games that looks simple at first, but then the difficulty spike just kicks you in the ass by level 3. I know it does with me. As far as graphics go, it's not a lot to look at, kind of the same in the sound department, but the strategy gameplay is just so there, it's just at its core, and it really gives you a good example of something different to enjoy on your TurboGrafx. Even though you only have 2 buttons to really work with, it works perfectly fine with the simplified menu system, and it's just a fun time. When it comes to the TurboGrafx, you really don't think fighting games, but in Japan, it got a hell of a port of an all-time classic in Street Fighter II Championship Edition. So a big controversy surrounding the Sega Genesis Mini is the fact that you're only getting a 3-button controller and Street Fighter II Championship Edition. So you do have the same problem with the Turbo controller, because they substitute the run button as the 3rd button that you would use. It is not optimal, but it is still playable. This game's important because it's a 20 meg cue card, which is the largest memory file card that they ever produced. And while it's not a perfect conversion, it's really impressive to see what this console can do when pushed to its limits, and I think for that alone, it's important to have this game on there. Last but not least, you gotta go with the game that made everyone jealous who didn't have a TurboGrafx16 back in the day. You gotta put Splatterhouse on there. This is a pretty good port of the arcade original. It's not perfect, there is a lot of censorship, but the control is spot on, the gore is definitely there, and this is just one of those games that, for how simple and dumb it is, it's just so much fun. It may be style over substance, but what a style it is. That'll do it for this video, guys. Look, you know me, like I said before, I love the system and I'm so hyped for this to come out. I just hope Konami doesn't screw it up. I hope the emulation quality's there. I hope the ROMs are, not PAL region ROMs. And I really hope that the controller's good shape. I just want to see a nice tribute to the TurboGrafx. It's a system that not a lot of people knew about. I didn't even know about until my 20s. So it's something that a lot of us missed out on, and it's way too expensive to collect for at this point for normies. So I like the games I put on here. I think it's a good representation of just the feel of the Turbo, and I would really like to see a nice library to represent what this console could do. So, as always guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like below, hit that subscribe button, let me know in the comments section what you think you would like to see on this system, and as always, check out the links to our other videos, because we have hardware reviews, video game reviews, and we are the home of the Power Hour podcast, also on iTunes. Until next time guys, cheers.